Hi, my name is Bryan and I'm the author of LA Sessions, and I'm also a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I have offices in Pasadena, California, and Las Vegas, Nevada. I started writing LA Sessions, the novel, as a spin-off of my podcast, LA Sessions, same name, and it just came from just my training as a screenwriter, which I've done for a long time, got out of it, but I just wanted to take that creativity and put it somewhere else. And also just in working with men in therapy, I've noticed, dudes only go for therapy, if you really break it down, at least in private practice, for two things. I need more money and need more women. So sex and women, sex and romance, that's what it's about. So those are the things where I just felt, you know what, this would make a really, really compelling book, actually book series, because I intend this to be the first book out of about 13. So I hope you guys like it, and if you do, just get ready, because there's going to be a lot more coming. All right, I'm putting the finishing touches on part two, and it's going to be a lot more of what you like. So I initially set out to do a more academic or like psychology self-help book for men, just using just the theories I've kind of developed over the years, just working with men in private practice, and just my career in general. But I just kind of thought there's a lot of good books out there already, a lot of which I've read and I would recommend. Just DM me and I'll shoot you some recommendations if you're interested. And I just thought, I spent a lot of time in my career writing screenplays, which are generally fiction. And I just thought, let me parlay that over to novel form. And I consulted with a lot of people because I've never read this genre before. And they were a lot of help. And then I kind of just made it my own in a way, because even if you read the 10-page preview on Amazon of my book, you will immediately see I do not follow conventional formatting. I don't follow any of that stuff. My stuff reads like an HBO show. It reads fast. It reads with dialogue. It's character driven. I don't indent. I don't single space my paragraphs. I move quick. I have subchapters, and it's meant to move you through. So you get to the point. You get to know these characters. You get invested in them. You definitely look at the situations they're in, and you could probably relate. But I break it down in subtle ways, and in some cases not so subtle ways, because I still, at the end of the day, am a mental health specialist, and I deal with the psychology of a lot of what makes the characters who they are. So Dr. Stringfellow Locke, he is an interesting character. He's a fun character to write. He's calculating, he's confident, he's brooding, but he's quietly charismatic and extraordinarily effective at what he does. He manipulates outcomes, so he doesn't necessarily play to the hearts and minds of people. He is who he is and what the world has made him. It's the best way for me to put it. And he's a premier specialist in men's psychology, and particularly high performance coaching and that kind of thing. And he's got a complicated history when it comes to romance. He is a divorcee, and you'll learn more about it in the novel as time goes and how that all went. And he definitely has a type, which, like I said earlier in the prior video, this is meant to be a series, and I definitely reward readers for paying attention and noticing little tells and little things like that. But he's not meant to be a black and white character. He's morally very gray. He is not going to do things that everybody's going to approve of, but his heart is in the right place most of the time. He's definitely loyal to those that are loyal to him, and he represents, I think, in some cases, the idealized vision of what men today aspire to be, but they don't know about the costs. They don't know about the sacrifice and what that does to you and what you have to live with. They see fame, they see money, they see status, they see things like that, but they don't see, how it chips away at you and what you have to lose to get those things. So the character of Lily McGuire is interesting. She isn't necessarily based on any one person. She's kind of like my tribute to all of the fantastic and hardworking people that I've encountered through the years. I spent 7 years of my career working with the unhoused population in Los Angeles County. And I met some characters, some worth mentioning, some not, but the ones that are worth mentioning are phenomenal. They wear their heart on their sleeve. They really try to make the world a better place for those less fortunate. They're not judgmental. Most of them do not practice self-care, much like Lily. And so this is my tribute to a lot of them, the best parts of them. And she's a great character. Love her character to death. And I dare say if you meet Lily McGuire's in your life, pat them on the back, tell them thank you, because they're great people. And so this novel series, while it resonates with, like I said, with Stringfellow type characters that are very high achieving, they want to achieve at a high level, they want high status. Lily is more grounded. She's more grounded. Her ambitions match his in some ways, but the outcome is different. She doesn't want the fame and the fortune. She just wants to make a dent in the universe, and so she's a character that I think will hit with some people who want that quiet recognition, and they just want to do good, want a good karma, and they don't live large at all. And so, love her character. She's awesome. So I was definitely told when I started writing the series that this was a female-dominated genre, and I respect that, I understand that. But I also can't help but think that there's a place for somebody like me that can write this series with the expertise and the knowledge that I bring just in my field of mental health and working with couples, and just about pair bonding and just the power dynamics at play in marriages and relationships. And in particular in the series, diverse relationships. There is a very diverse set of characters in this series, and it's not meant to be me trying to signal virtue or anything like that. It's just, I've worked in the field of psychology for almost 25 years, and I've worked with a very, very diverse group of individuals that I think is represented well in the series here, just what I've experienced. And so I hope people appreciate that. I knew I was taking a risk doing two things. I knew I was taking a risk entering this steamy romance genre as a male writer, but also making the protagonist mixed race, half Scottish, half Chinese by way of Hong Kong. I don't know if it'll be popular. I hope you guys like it. And the rest of the characters, Barry Manalo is Filipino, and I hope people are okay with that. There's a lot of diversity in it, and I think that is what this world is, and so I embrace it. I hope you guys do too. Why does Stringfellow Locke drive a BMW M4? Easy. I drive a BMW. I like BMWs. All my siblings drive BMWs. Message to readers is, man, if you give me a chance and you read this novel and you like it, just know I appreciate it. I'm a first-time writer, at least with novels. I want to make myself available if you guys have questions. I'm available on social media, here on TikTok, Instagram. I'm on Goodreads. I do have an Amazon authors page. If you read it and you like it, I would really appreciate it if you left me a review on Amazon. That would be validating for me, because it means that there's a place for my series. So that would be awesome. And like I said, just reach out to me on my Goodreads. There's a thread. You can ask me questions. I check it daily. And yeah, I want to make myself available to you guys. I'm not going to spoil future novels, but I'll definitely answer any questions of any existing ones, and anything that doesn't give away what happens. You want to ask me about the characters, please feel free. You want to ask me about their style, because you'll find out real quick. I'm very specific when it comes to certain things in the novels: music, style, settings. If you're a big LA nightlife type of person, you're going to recognize a lot of the scenery. You can feel free to ask me questions about that. Yeah, I'm big on characterization, so not everything makes it to the pages, but if there's anything I can answer that, like I said, doesn't give away future novels, be happy to.